Gemini, they didn't realize what they had when they had you. They saw your mind sharp, curious, electric, and thought it was normal. They thought everyone could hold a conversation the way you do. They thought your presence, your light, your laughter, your duality was a given. But now they know. Now they're drowning in the silence you left behind. And in that silence, they're hearing everything they never listened to when you spoke. You were never just a lover. You were a mirror, a mental sparring partner, a spark. You were growth wrapped in conversation, wisdom laced with wit, and they let that go. Now, they're not just missing you. They're haunted by the version of themselves they were becoming when they were with you. You weren't loud when you left. You didn't beg. You didn't plead. You just pulled your energy back like a tidal wave in reverse. And the stillness you left behind, it's deafening. Now they're sitting in the wreckage of their own choices, replaying every word, every silence, every moment they brushed off your brilliance. They thought you'd be waiting. They thought you'd come back. But you didn't, because you're not desperate. You're a Gemini, and someone's been whispering, feeding their doubts, fueling their fears. A jealous energy, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, maybe an ex. Someone who saw your light and panicked. Someone who couldn't compete with your connection. They couldn't match your mind, so they poisoned theirs. They watched your person light up around you. They saw you spark ideas, awaken passion, challenge their thinking. And instead of celebrating that growth, they choked it. Because your Gemini energy doesn't just enter a room, it shifts the gravity. And now your person's waking up, like someone snapping out of a fog. They're starting to see the manipulation. They're starting to feel the weight of their own cowardice. You gave them truth. You gave them perspective. You gave them clarity wrapped in laughter and light. And now, without you, everything feels flat, dull, dim. They're realizing this wasn't just a breakup. It was a break from their own evolution. Now they're stuck, overthinking, overanalyzing, caught in the same cycle they once judged you for. Checking your socials, watching your stories, wondering who gets your energy now. They know you have options. They know your charm is effortless. They know your intellect is magnetic. And the fear of you being gone for good, it's consuming them. While they're spiraling, you're soaring. You're out here growing, learning, connecting, not because you moved on in bitterness, but because you refuse to stay stuck. You're living your Gemini truth, evolving, adapting, expanding. And that contrast is painful. They're watching you shine while they sit in shadow. That third party, they're losing grip. The more your person regrets, the more desperate the manipulation becomes. But it's not working, because your person is starting to see the difference between control and connection, between noise and depth, between them and you. And once a Gemini teaches you how to think deeper, you can't go back to shallow. Something is shifting. The regret has gone from quiet ache to loud awakening. Your person is preparing to cut ties, burn bridges, and reclaim clarity. They know now, to have you in their life, they have to rise to meet you. Not in words, not in promises, but in action, thought, and truth. They're finally realizing you weren't asking for too much. You were asking for alignment. And you, Gemini? You never begged. You never chased. You let your silence do the speaking. Because you know, your mind is a gift. Your presence is a privilege. And your connection is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Now they're trying to figure out how to earn back something they once took for granted. This isn't just about regret anymore. It's about transformation. Your person sees now. Losing you wasn't to the end of a relationship. It was the beginning of their reckoning. You were never just a lover. You were a catalyst, a teacher, a test they weren't ready for. But maybe, just maybe, this regret is the beginning of their rise. The universe is shifting. The karmic lessons are in motion. And your person? They're finally feeling what you always knew. That losing a Gemini isn't just heartbreak. It's intellectual exile. It's emotional withdrawal. It's the absence of possibility. So now they're faced with a choice. Rise and reclaim what they lost, or watch you rise without them. Because you, Gemini, you don't look back, you evolve. And that's your superpower.